We take easily distracted young kids, we surround them by distractions, we plop them at a desk in a classroom with 30 other kids 5 days a week, and then when they respond to all of that in a normal way, we pump them full of drugs to sedate them and make them compliant, which later stunts their growth and makes them psychotic. That's what's happening. It's a moral crime, and it should be a literal crime. And by the way, sometimes children as young as 5 years old are being prescribed drugs like Zoloft and similar medications, and this is how that turns out.
At 5 years old, I was given this stuff, and around at the same time, starting at elementary school, I started having adverse side effects, mainly uncontrollable twitches that I'm still dealing with today, and I'm probably going to deal with forever. Again, I don't think this was told to my parents at all, but after seeing this, instead of getting me off the drugs, because they thought this was the only option for me, they just tried therapy. That didn't work, and a few years later, when I was 12 years old, I was actually tested for a prolactin after I'd been on Risperdal for so long, and prolactin is basically the lactation hormone. So I could have developed women's breasts, and not only that, I could have also developed lactation from being on Risperdal, and this was at a time before I even knew trans existed. So imagine being a boy getting female parts on your chest without even knowing that trans exists, and yet that was a possibility. Thank God they didn't find anything, but what they did find was elevated cholesterol comparable to that of an old man. So that's a problem, and they had to change my dosage. Well, at least they did, but they should have gotten me off completely. But this isn't even really my parents' fault, because doctors coerced them into thinking it was the only option.
I have to wonder how long it's going to take for these scientists to tell us the truth about GLP-1s or the COVID shot or so-called gender transition medications or marijuana, any other drug that's become a contentious political issue in this country, and stuff that we've been told by the establishment for so long is perfectly safe, there's nothing to worry about, eventually becomes the inevitable part where they say, oh yeah, you know what, actually this might have totally destroyed you.